in the spirit of Mugshot Day, happy Mug Day. Another guy having a bad day. Jordan Peterson. Ontario court rules against Jordan Peterson upholds social media training order. He has to get training to learn how to post better. Incredible. An Ontario court has ruled against controversial psychologist Jordan B. Peterson, upholding a regulatory body's order that he undergo social media training or potentially lose his license to practice. In a decision released Wednesday, 3 Ontario Divisional Court judges unanimously sided with the College of Psychologists of Ontario in a case stemming from some of Peterson's contentious language and online statements. Justice Paul Shabbos wrote that the college's order that Peterson undergo a program on professionalism in public statements balanced its mandate to regulate the profession, is not disciplinary and does not prevent Dr. Peterson from expressing himself on controversial topics. Peterson said that his statements were not made in his capacity as a clinical psychologist, but instead were off-duty opinions. An argument the court rejected. Hey guys, I understand that I'm a prominent public figure, but you must understand I wasn't working when I was making money. We've finally seen who canceled who. That's right. Dr. Peterson sees himself as functioning as a clinical psychologist in the broad public space where he's claimed to be helping millions of people, Shabbos wrote. That is obviously true, yeah. Peterson cannot have it both ways. He cannot speak as a member of a regulated profession without taking responsibility for the risk of harm that flows from him speaking in that trusted capacity. Also true. Peterson, a retired University of Toronto psychology professor, rose to prominence through his polarizing YouTube videos critiquing liberal culture and his successful self-help book, 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos. And chaos, my friends, that's women. Since at least 2018, the governing body of Ontario psychologists, of which Peterson had been registered member since 1999, despite having stopped seeing patients in 2017, has received complaints regarding Peterson's online commentary on a range of issues, from gender transition to climate change. The Bill C-16 stands out as the thing he got famous for back in the day, not understanding and then misgendering a student in front of the camera. Specific complaints listed in this case before the divisional court included posts directed at Canadian politician, a plus-size Sports Illustrated model, and transgender actor Elliot Page. Last November, the college's complaints committee found Peterson may be engaging in degrading, demeaning, and unprofessional comments related to an appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, where he identified himself as a clinical psychologist and appeared to demean a former client. The college's ethics code requires members to use respectful language and not engage in unjust discrimination. Can I ask a question? Why does it take bureaucracy the better half of a decade to act on bad people, right? Jordan Peterson and Donald Trump rose at roughly the same time for the same similar reasons, right? Like, we have a situation here since like the 2016 era, I guess it's 2018 in this one, or 2017. It's just, how does it take you so long to be like, hey, buddy, this is fucked up. We shouldn't be doing this. They had to wait how it shook out. Ugh. Peterson filed for judicial review. Wait. The complaints committee concluded that some of Peterson's comments posed moderate risk of harm to the public, including undermining public trust in the profession of psychology, as well as the college's ability to regulate the profession. It then ordered the social media coaching program at Peterson's expense, emphasizing that failure to comply could result in an allegation of professional misconduct. Fuck yeah. Peterson filed for a judicial review, arguing his political commentary was not under the college's purview and that the college failed to balance its mandate with his right to freedom of expression. The case was watched closely by free speech advocates and regulators in the profession. It featured interveners including the Canadian Civil Liberties Association, the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario, and LGBTQ plus advocacy group Egale Canada. It's probably like egalitarian. I don't know it. I'm not Canadian. Apologies. Shabbos said the college pursued a reasonable option by ordering the remedial fucking posting school, which both maintained its professionalhood standards while having minimal impact on Peterson's constitutional free speech rights. The panel concluded reasonably that Dr. Peterson's behavior raised a moderate risk of harm to the public. The prescribed coaching would focus on Peterson's unprofessional language and would not prevent him from expressing himself on issues he or his audience care about, the judge wrote. So you can still talk about the wokies, but we have to understand that you have a certain professional decorum that if you want to be a licensed psychologist in the country of Canada and in the, I guess, Ontario, you need to act better. This is funny, dude. Sending him to fucking social media literacy courses. It probably had to be reevaluated because the man had put himself in a coma and they needed to check if he was competent. He's not. He's not competent. Let's see. Citing a clear and transparent review process from the college, previous warnings it had made to Peterson about his language and his unwillingness to acknowledge the complaints committee's concerns, Shabbos dismissed the judicial review application and ordered Peterson to pay the college $25,000. Peterson's lawyers did not respond to a request for comment. A day before the decision was released, Peterson posted a statement on social media site Twitter, which we are dead naming forever, in anticipation of the ruling. I stand by what I have said and done and wish the College of Psychologists of Ontario luck in their continued prosecution. They're going to need it. Wow. And, I wish them luck. Peterson wrote, noting his opposition to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his minions and the lying climate apocalypse mongers. Just a fucking radically unhinged response. If I can't express such opinions in Canada, I will let the world know. They said you can share whatever free speech issues you want. The college said it will review the court ruling and take next steps in accordance with its mandates and its legal process. The College of Psychologists of Ontario is committed to carrying out its mandate to protect the public interest by regulating the practice of psychology and upholding the standards of professional conduct. It wrote in a statement. This report by the Canadian Press was published in August. Okay, so this is happening, and it rules against him, and he has to pay the fine and go to posting school, which apparently he is not going to do. So he will lose his license, which I'm sure he doesn't give a fuck about at this point, because he'll go get it from like Liberty University in the U.S. or something. Prager University will give him a free one. Well, yeah, the psychologist in our hearts, you know. We just call him Jordan, not Dr. Jordan Peterson anymore. Mr. Jordan B. Peterson. Congratulations. He lost. He threw it all away to be transphobic. They're all doing it. I mean, they make a bag doing it. It appeals to a certain group of people that want to throw their money at bigotry and stuff. It's hey man. That was abrupt. He's had success in spite of not having good opinions, and it's just one of those things. The American dream isn't you work hard and you make the money based upon how hard you work. It's how much can you fool people into giving you money. That's the American dream, and he's good at it. So, this won't harm Jordan Peterson in the long run, but it does hurt his ego. I think that's funny.